We're here at the Oak Hill Sports Stag. Jeff Schneidel. It's my pleasure to sit down with Coach Sam Wyche. Coach, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well. I just got through signing some autographs. I'm hearing more stories that are a little bit different than I remember them myself. But we're having a great time here tonight.
How great is it to always come back and be around high school and high school environment and seeing the people kind of behind the scenes with the kids? And I know you like to be involved with the kids, but how nice is it to come back to an environment like this?
Well, I always enjoy these. These are the boosters. These are the guys that make sure they're in, they've got the equipment, they've got the field lined off and all those kind of things. So these are important people, but the kids themselves are tons of fun. I'm a volunteer back in South Carolina. Done it for 6 years at the local high school. We run the Noah Huddle. We were trailing 39-3 midway through the third quarter in a game this year, and we ended up losing the game 60-52.
Wow!
And we scored on 7 straight touchdowns and recovered a fumble that they overruled it. They said there was an early whistle, so I don't think they'd have stopped us. I think we might have won that game.
You didn't lose. You just ran out of time.
Ran out of time on that one.
There you go. Well, Coach, a lot of the things that get associated with you as far as being unpredictable, but one of the things I picked up on and some of the things I read is always being prepared, and that's a great trait, and especially as you probably pass that on to kids and even Boomer Esiason. Sam taught me how to prepare and gave me a sense of purpose. That's pretty strong for someone that was already with the Bengals for a year, and then you come in, and that's a strong statement.
Yeah, well, that's it. No, I drafted Boomer. But
okay.
Yeah, he was my first year. We drafted Boomer, okay. But that's a very strong compliment, and I appreciate it very much. And coming from Boomer, I'm surprised. But anyway, that's the Boy Scout mascot.
There you go.
Be prepared.
There you go.
It's a good one.
Another nice nugget I came up with is you are ranked as the number 9 motivational coach of all time. Were you aware of that? Did you ever hear that before?
Yes, I did. I'll tell you a funny story. We're announcing some raffle tickets here, but my former secretary at the Bengals, Sandy Schick, sent me the link, saw it, and said, I don't know if you saw this, click it on.
Sure.
Well, they had number 10, number 9, number 8. Well, I looked at it, and I said, hey, I'm number 2. Pretty good.
Great, hey.
And then, I look at some of the people that were ahead of me, and I got them beat. I'm telling you.
Gotcha. There you go.
Yeah, it was a fix.
There you go.
Yeah,
you should have been a higher slot there. Born in Atlanta, Georgia, Furman University. You got your first coaching position, and you were working with some guy we kind of know nowadays who coached at Notre Dame and in the pros, and Lou Holtz.
Right.
So
I was lucky. I played at Furman, then I went to minor league, I guess, in West Virginia, and after a year I came back to get my MBA degree at South Carolina as a grad assistant, and I was assigned to Lou Holtz, the defensive backfield coach, and I was assigned to make sure, and talk about a great recruiter now, this guy could take a kid and lock him up in one visit. But my job was to tell him, hey, his sister plays third base on the softball team. His mom's a secretary for, Hewlett Packard, and the dad owns his own hardware store, or whatever it happened to be.
Will the next person that sees anybody throw anything onto this field, point them out, and get them out of here. You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati.
That's awesome. Now, I know you got to get going. You got some things to do, but the line regarding Cleveland and all that, did you write that down and we're just planning on pulling that out at some time, or was that just it had to be strictly off the
No, and I'm going to tell the group here tonight that the week before they'd had a snowball incident in Denver, and the commissioner said, make sure you don't let this happen. Well, it started to happen in our game against Seattle at home, and officials were having a rough day that day. And so I went over to the official, and I said, if you want, I'll try to stop this. Our PA is on the field. And he said, good. And Bill Connolly, our business manager, escorted me over to Tom, our PA announcer, and he handed me the mic. I had no idea what I was going to say, none. And then, I said, if you see anybody throw anything on the field, point them out. We'll get them out of here. You live in Cincinnati. You don't live in Cleveland. And of course, the place went crazy. And then I'm saying to myself, it seemed like 10 minutes worth of thought, but it was seconds worth of thought. I'm saying, okay, I'm going to look up at that owner's box, and if Paul Brown's laughing, I'm okay.
There you go.
But if he's frowning, I'm in trouble. And I look back, and he was actually leaning back with his, harsh laugh, and he thought it was hilarious. But, in effect, it did stop it, though. It was effective, and of course, it's it got under the skin of the Cleveland folks. But I was just talking about the fact that in Cleveland they were used to throwing the dog biscuits and the chicken bones and the double-A batteries.
So you were used to seeing things coming out of the stands. So
yeah, well, that was the place to do it. But I went up there after the season was over with to finish the set in the dunking booth in March for the Family Crisis Center for the Salvation Army. We raised $11,000. Bernie Kosar and his dad helped me put it together, and Bernie was the first one to sink me. We had these big rawhides to throw, and he couldn't do it with a rawhide. So I said to Bernie, we beat him twice that year. I said, "Ye without a win cast the first bone." Apparently they don't read the Bible up there.
Excellent.
Nobody laughs. So.
Coach Wyche, appreciate you spending a couple of minutes with us here at the Oak Hill Sports Stag. A true class act and one of our favorite all-time coaches here in Cincinnati.
One of my favorite people and places is all up right in here.
Excellent. Coach Wyche, thanks for joining us here at the Oak Hill Sports Stag. Thank you.